Turning on the Millennium Falcon. And now it's that time again for the best damn opening, woo, in Facebook Live history, and soon to be YouTube. No, I would. Hold on. R8RBEAR! Woo! Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, a little water and then a little bit of the warm stuff. Okay, there we go. Oof, now you're gonna get it. Now I'm in a good mood. Even more so. Cartoon Network. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. What? You heard me. The R8RBEAR! R8RBEARs! All right. It's enough of all that nonsense. Putting foots in my opening. I don't know. Tonight's opening was about as good as John Gruden in Chiefs gear. Yeah, no. He did that. Don't laugh. He did that. It would have been one thing if he just visited their facility. It would have been a whole nother thing had he, just went there and stayed in the booth and talked football with them. But to go down to the field on their practice wearing... I'm choked up. Wearing Chiefs gear from head to toe. Our guy. Allegedly. John Gruden. I mean, it's supposed to be for life, That's what we always say. RN for L. I guess for John, it's until there's a lawsuit. I mean, and whatever the Raiders did to you, you did to us first with your emails, jackwagon. My daughter thinks it's funny that when I say jackwagon, that's like my big cuss word. It is, though. You jackwagon. I say it like it's the F word. You jackwagon. Right to the gong tonight. Alexa, stop. Alexa, thank you.
You're so welcome. Your kindness really gives me a charge.
Wait a minute, what does that mean? I mean, Tradish! R8RBEAR Live! First comment, MVP tonight goes to the heavyweight champion of the world on YouTube, Jim Vanderlyn, who needs John and the rest of you youngins out of his yard. Back to his dominance is our Jim Vanderlyn. Okay, number 2. The silver medalist tonight. Number 1 stood up for his belt and his position tonight. Number 2, same old. That emoji making son of a monkey middleweight champion of the world, Mark Vargas. Bear. All right, moving forward. Oh, what a shock. I've got to build up my YouTube presence. It's starting to become a shame. I need some of my other Facebook people to go on YouTube for me and catch some of these guys. Because they're just locking 1, 2, and 3 down. It's getting annoying. John the Lion! Leon! always catching L's, but never taking losses. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. And moving on to my Facebook people. That's where I made this show what it is today. My number one, my gold medalist, Michael Purifoy! Hashtag daughter dad. He's a daughter dad like me. Love that guy. Appreciate you, man. Oh, and Mike, don't sweat. I saw another update for the Buc-ee's that's coming out here. When I go, I'm going to video the whole thing, and I'll tag you. Much love, brother. Second place, the silver medal goes to the heavyweight champion of the world, Dustin King. Dustin, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. That rare win by Michael Purifoy pushed my usual medal winners down. Dustin King was right at the cusp of winning the silver, and right on his tail again. That Barry Manilow white having voice son of a monkey. Lucky Pace! LP, what's up, brother? They're disturbing your attempt at dominance. They don't understand. I see your energy, man. You're like a rookie coming out of nowhere with Kobe energy. I see it, man. Anna Diaz Rincon, honorable mention to my sweetheart of sweethearts. Hi, Anna. She's a grandma. She doesn't know how hard I love grandmas. I love grandmas. I just love grandmas. They always can cook the best food. They're always sweet. They're always in a good mood. Well, usually. I've had some other grandmas that were... You didn't want to be there for a weekend if you were young. You were going to learn discipline real quick. Corinna Trujillo, I love. Welcome to the show. Corinna, I don't know if you won. It was between you and Brian Shaw or Robert Shaw. I always get his first name wrong. But my guy, Mr. Shaw, I'm sure he'll be on the show later. But I have to finish the count up. But I'm pretty positive it was one of you two. Shane Street, what's up? Look at you on time tonight. Dan Tinroads. No. Okay, sorry, I was getting my... See, look, you guys don't know how hard I work for you guys. I look like a beat writer with my notebook and my notes I take. Scouring the internet, talking to friends, reaching out to loved ones, blackmailing them. Oh, sorry, that was something else. But, we're talking tonight about a few things like the John Gruden situation. I thought that was really jerked up. I mean, no matter what happens to John Gruden, okay, no matter what happens to him, why does it have to be about his relationship with the nation? You know what I mean? Because be honest, we're out of all the business stuff of it. If he goes to, court, if Gruden takes the NFL to court or the Raiders to court, that's his business. As fans, we had a relationship with John Gruden. All of you watching me now, you're Raider fans. You know what I'm talking about. The guy would run through the black hole hugging and kissing everybody and taking pictures. He would do it pre-game, and then if we had a win, he would do it after the game. I mean, and, he'd be crazy excited. And we loved that. You know what I mean? Sometimes he would come out and he would talk to the guys in the black hole before the game, would ask them how their families are doing and things like that. Just, really bonding with us. And whether you're the type of person that believes Gruden was being genuine when he asked those questions, who knows? But he did it. Do you see what I'm saying? And he gave people his time. He treated us like family and with respect. So regardless of these other things that happen in his background, Raider Nation's kind of always had his back. I mean, no matter what he's done, no matter what he's accused of, no matter how he behaves, Raider Nation had his back. I mean, let's be honest. We always have. It isn't until this latest thing that to me I'm like, this might be too much. I'm trying to be nice. It's not might. It's definitely. It's too much. If you wanted to go to the Chiefs facility, if he had just worn his street clothes, not even necessarily black. He didn't have to wear black gym Adidas, or he could have wore burgundy, could have wore blue, whatever the case may be, but not Chiefs gear. Specifically Chiefs gear. He didn't just wear red sweats. That would have been fine, okay. You're trying to be cool to the people you're in their house. But Chiefs gear, I don't know how you feel about it. I'm bringing it up. I'm not telling people. See, that's the difference with my show and other shows. I don't tell my viewers how to feel about it. I'm asking you how you feel about that. I'm saying to me, how I feel about it, too far. And it felt like a shot at us. It's too far. You know what I mean? Had it been, let's say, the Arizona Cardinals, would we really care? You know what I mean? No. No. Let's be honest. If it was Washington and he was a guest there, okay. So what? Put on Washington gear. But the Chiefs, come on, man. Come on, man. Sorry, that was bothering me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I knew about the reports. I knew he was there and everything, but I didn't really get into the article until this morning, and then I read that he's dressed, clad in KC red from head to toe, and I just, come on, man. That was at us. I don't know why that was at us, but that was at us. He's not like us. He's not like us. I'm sick of the song too. I was just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Denton Rhodes, what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, so there's a battle going on for the number 4 position. Ever since that other guy Gallup hung it up and decided to quit. I shouldn't say quit. Retire. He didn't quit. That's not fair. I'm just changing the word because I don't want to sound like I'm being a jerk to the guy. So he decided to retire, Michael Gallup. He did it rather abruptly. Everyone was talking about that, but I think that the real reason why Tom Telesco and a lot of other people wanted people like us to know that it was abrupt was just in the fact that it wasn't professional. You don't go there, get a job, and then leave inside of 3 days. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? And so that was emotional. You know what I mean? He was probably one of those guys that said to himself, do I want to play another year and fight for another job? Okay, yeah, I do. Oh, darn, maybe I don't. You know what I mean? And so now, instead of going through his depression up and down, whether midlife crisis, whatever you want to call it, let's just say goodbye to him. I would have rather we'd let him go, but he left. So now we have people fighting for that number 4 position. One of the names that got brought into the conversation today was a kid named Dax Milne. I thought that was an interesting name, Dax Milne. Now, Dax Milne has decent hands. I have my notes on him here. He was at BYU. While at BYU, he had a year where he had 70 catches, 1,188 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Now, that's pretty good when you consider he did that with Zach Wilson. That's the little Power Ranger quarterback that was a bust with the Power Ranger, the little Green Ranger with the Jets. I don't know if he's still with them or not. I think he got moved on, but yeah. So he caught those touchdowns and made those yards with that cat. And to me, that's impressive because obviously we all know now Zach Wilson's very limited as a quarterback. So to get almost 1,200 yards out of him is pretty good. Okay, so it says that he has great ability to separate, to route run, and to create throwing lanes. Now, see, to me, that sounds like a wide receiver that realizes he has to beat coverage cleanly every time, or Zach Wilson won't put the ball somewhere where he can catch it, as opposed to the defender being able to make a play on the ball because the ball's thrown behind him or low or whatever the case may be. So that's actually a good quality. You want a guy, especially that's fighting for the number 3 or the number 4 position as a wide receiver, to be able to give you that at the line and then get off on a defensive back without them getting a good jam on you. Now, apparently, he's really good at that. Here's the problem. I kept on researching the guy. His 40 time was 4.57. And I can tell you, I've ran faster 40 times than a 4.57. That's slow. By NFL standards, of 4.5, there are linebackers that run that. And he's a wide receiver. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, he has to find separation because he can't outrun anyone. Who's that sound like? Hunter Renfrow. So I see now I don't like this kid because as I was reading about him, they were showing me his stats. I was impressed that he got almost 1,200 yards out of Zach Wilson, but then I keep reading, he had 5.3 yards after catch. So that means in addition to the fact that he has a terrible 40 time, he's not a quick run starter. In other words, he's catching a lot of balls flat in zones, the same way a tight end would. But then when he turns and starts to run and try to juke guys, he's getting 5.3 yards. That's not good. I mean, if you're wondering, I'm letting you know, that's not good. For a wide receiver, that's bad. Especially a wide receiver like this that gets a lot of opportunities in the middle of the field. He's getting into, basically wide open zones in their defense. And then when they throw him the ball, he can't stay on his feet more than a few seconds, and he's down on the ground. Not a great sign. Bad 40 time and bad yards after the catch, or yak stat for the kid. And last but not least, hang on, what was this last one I was thinking about? Yeah, the 40 time. I told you about that. Oh, okay. He was a former wide receiver of the Redskins, so he's basically had bad quarterback to worse quarterback from college to the pros, and now he's with us. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it. I'm just glad we have other people in the room because I don't love it. You know what I mean? I looked at his stats, and I was like wholly unimpressed. And that's not to take shots at the kid because, like I said, he had decent numbers working with Zach Wilson. But I'm all right. I'm okay with that. Okay, where'd we go here? Putting it back down. Sorry, I've got so many notes in front of me about stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, okay, getting back to it. So, 10th day of camp. There's only 11 days in this camp, so we are down to the last day. So I'll try to get as much as I can as far as information on day 11 of camp, and then I will report it tomorrow night as best I can. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell both threw multiple interceptions. The defensive backs in this instance, Jack Jones, Jacorian Bennett, and MJ Devonshire, excuse me, I have trouble remembering that one. And MJ Devonshire, who, by the way, seems to be climbing up the depth chart. Jacorian Bennett had better be very careful because MJ Devonshire, and I'm not telling, I know some of you have already been hearing about this. I'm late to the party because even though I heard Devonshire was doing well, I just kind of shook my head to it. I didn't even finish the whole article because I just thought that was mostly gaslighting for people reading the article, and I moved forward. I went back to it today, found out that not only was it not gaslighting, I went and I read more on him. Plays really fast on his feet, has a very in-your-shirt kind of way of playing. He seems to like man-to-man more than any sort of cover or fallback protection. He really likes to get into guys. The Raiders are finding out real quick that Devonshire is probably greater than the draft pick position we picked him at. He is probably greater than that. So we may have gotten away with one with him because he's playing great and he looks great. Now, I got to give you credit. I got to give him credit. Also, wait a minute. Also, it was Marcus Epps also had a fantastic play. They brought Marcus Epps in. They tried to throw a little bubble screen. Now, you know how hard it is to break up bubble screens. I mean, they have blockers before they even catch the ball. And then when they catch the ball, the pass to them is so short, you almost never can do anything about that. But Marcus Epps saw the change, he saw the motion, and he attacked it. And right when Gardner Minshew put the ball in the air, he went right through the ball and knocked it down. Now, had he been a second sooner, he would have had a pick for a pick six. But he was right there. He got one hand on it and knocked the ball to the ground. So pretty nice play. He had a couple tackles behind the backfield too. Let's see. Oh, also, Trayvon Merrick also had an interception today. So you're hearing about, 5, maybe 6 interceptions today? Really bad day for the quarterbacks. But is it the kind of bad day that we should be concerned about? Is it the kind of bad day that we should step out and go, oh, wow, with the rest of the press, like they've been doing since the beginning, and saying we should be concerned because we don't have a quarterback, which, first, I think is a big insult. I happen to think Gardner Minshew is probably the best available number 2/1 in the league. The guy is ready to be a starter day one. He's tough. He never backs down. He won games for multiple teams in the past, but now all of a sudden he's a cupcake. You know what I mean? Give me a break. And then Aiden O'Connell showed himself last year. Was he perfect? No, but I mean, he was damn good. And down the stretch, he went 4-1 the final 5 games. I mean, come on. I like Aiden O'Connell. Until I hear different, I like Aiden O'Connell. Now, this is practice. This is camp, guys. And a lot of this, and I can tell you honestly, a lot of this is I'm going to try things. I'm going to go for it on stuff. This is camp. You know what I mean? If I complete the play, I know I can complete it. I'm going to get some confidence in myself. So there's just going to be some throws. I'm going to challenge this defense and try to make big plays. And that's essentially what happened. There were just a lot of balls thrown out there that the QBs were just like, you know what, I'm going to try this. You know what, I'm going to try that. You know what, I'm going to try this. You know what I mean? And defense stepped up and did what it should. But see, that's also a good sign. The defense saw them going for it, showing them no respect, saying, hey, man, even on this play, I'm going to throw that ball, so you better be ready. And they were. The defense really stood up. Literally everyone had picks. Jack Jones had a pick. Well, the only one that didn't get one was Devonshire, but Bennett got one. It was, Jacorian Bennett. So it was a good day. It was a good day for the DBs, Trayvon Merrick, the DBs, the safeties, Marcus Epps. They all had a great day. So, getting back to that battle for the number 4 position, I'm not really too concerned about it, only because I think we're going to be okay in the long run with what we have. I think Trey Tucker is going to be nice. I think DJ Turner is going to be nice. I think they're going to be able to fill that 4 spot real nice. I'm not concerned whatsoever about that. Okay. Sometimes my just 10 seconds. Sometimes my computer has a little bit of a delay, and right when I'm in the middle of trying to show you something I've been working on today, it wants to blink around and give me a hard time. I'm surprised that guy didn't hang it up. They're still talking about Michael Thomas, the old wide receiver that was with the Saints and set all sorts of season records with, what was that guy, Drew? I can't remember his name now all of a sudden. Okay, sorry. Let me come back to this. So, DJ Tucker, Trey Tucker made a couple of good catches, and DJ Turner had a couple of good catches. But that was, I think, day 8, if I'm not mistaken. Day 8 or 9. The offense had its wins, and then now the defense had their wins, so they balanced out. But that's good. I'm glad to see that. I don't want to just see the offense just get better. I want to see the defense throw them around a little bit. And Christian Wilkins, let's just get it out of the way, talk of camp. The talk of camp. You heard me say it 3 weeks ago, and I'm saying it right into the preseason. Nothing's going to change, I'm telling you. Christian Wilkins is the man. And a lot of the guys on that team are literally going, bring on the season. Because Christian Wilkins is going to do... See, sometimes, guys, there's things you can't plan for. You can try to, but unless you're going to anticipate energy, you can't do it. So, for example, when Christian Wilkins starts playing for us in the middle and he starts blowing up other people's offensive lines, he's going to open up everything for Kuntz, for Max, for everyone to get through there over and over again. And when they don't get there, Christian Wilkins is going to get there. He had 9 sacks last year. The guy can play. Carlos Megana, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Yeah, the whole thing with Gruden, Jim, that just, you know what I mean? I was blown away. I didn't even mind that he visited them. I didn't even mind that he did all that. I didn't think he was going there to do any kind of business. You know what I mean? And like you said yourself on my show the other night, what kind of secrets can he really give up? He's been away from us, and we're two coaches removed from him since. So, not too much he can tell him. Rob Nix, I'm going to post your comment because I think it's hot and I think we could keep talking about it. Raul Viramontes, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Jesse Parker, I see you there. What's up, man? Okay, so Rob Nix said we need a quarterback. Great profile pick, bro. Guys, I just hang on for me just a little bit longer. Can you do that? Can you guys just hang on for me just a little bit longer? We're going to get to the preseason. You're going to get to see Aiden run the offense. It's going to look nice, okay? He's not going to throw 4 or 5 plays. You know, I'm comfortable with the fact that Antonio Pierce, don't forget, he has 2, not 1, 2 veteran head coaches that both took teams into playoff games. They're very experienced. They understand how to do these sorts of things. They're going to help Antonio get our guy right, and he's going to be in there a little bit because, you know, he's young and he's got to show he ain't scared. And against these nobodies in the preseason, you're going to have to go give it to him. You know what I mean? Well, not nobodies. Usually the starters are in for a couple plays. But they'll come out, and then I could see Aiden coming out after that. So he's not going to play 3 plays and come out. You know what I mean? But 10, 12 plays? Absolutely. Just to see that he has a grasp on things. Greetings, Raider Bears. Stressful day and night yesterday and day today in D.C. Val just put stuffed pork chops in front of me. Oh, nice. Nicely done, Val. Miguel Garcia, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Ellis Irving, I see you there. What's up, brother? Anthony Zirkle, I love that name. What's up, eh? Armando Medrano. What's up, Bear? Raiders! For Armando. Hey, he wrote it. It's not all my fault. It's like your ex dating your best friend. Your ex-best friend. We signed wide receiver Dax Millen from Washington Commanders. Yeah, Mark Vargas, I kind of did a little bit of breakdown of him. I'm not too happy with his yards after the catch. He seems like he has trouble getting himself going from a stop-go position. In other words, he's not only not a very fast sprinter, he's not explosive either. The reason he was able to beat people in the past, and he does beat people, that's his skill set. It's kind of a weird skill set to have. And then not only when you're slow, you're not the kind of guy who beats guys with footwork. You know what I mean? Usually footwork with speed beats guys. He's not a very fast runner, but he's disguising where he's going to go so well that like a basketball player with a crossover, he's getting the guy off balance, then going the opposite direction, getting that little bit of 2-yard separation where now a quarterback can throw him a nice clean pass safely. He does that really well. In fact, in the country in his last season, he was ranked as the 5th best wide receiver at break coverage separation. Sorry for that mouthful. Pro Football Focus stat I gave you there. And then, 5th best among receivers at that time. So that's really good. So, see, he has stats that say, beware, and then he has stats that say, hey, this guy can go. For example, he had a 3.7 drop rate, which, from what I understand after looking at Pro Football Focus, is fantastic. That's after getting like 180 balls, 200 balls, he drops 3. So that's pretty good, pretty reliable. So, I'm on the fence about him, but we'll see. Blasphemy, I tell. Blasphemy! That's like someone asking how's your family and pretend to care, then go to the other room and hit on your wife. Miguel Garcia. Oh, looking good, brother. Thank you, gentlemen. Both great comments. Mr. Raider Bear, me and Grampy say, put butts in Gruden. There's no reason to wear the stuff of the dirty Chiefs. That's right. Speak to it, Tommy. Good to see you, buddy. Tony Shefford, salute Bear, Raider Nation. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Gruden shouldn't wear anyone's gear, period. Only if he was hired by a franchise drawing a paycheck gets a pass. Well, yeah, I agree with that, Lucky. But then again, even then, he's still in this legal matter. I didn't think that was too cool. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're suing the NFL, what are you doing in the NFL? You know what I mean? I don't care that you know people and that you can get backstage and into practice and meet with the coach and all that other, not the owner, just because you know people and you're known. I get all that. So what? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Rude Boy Raider, what's up, brother? 305 in the house. Jason Polk, how you doing? Welcome to the show, bro. Anthony Zirkle said, Art Shell was the offensive line coach of the Chiefs from 95 to 96. I didn't lose any sleep on it. Gruden is in the same category as Josh Jacobs talking trash. It doesn't concern the 2024 Raiders. Anthony Zirkle, I thought that was too far. And I painted the picture why. Even though you painted your picture why, my picture, I think, is a little different. I see you have another comment. I will read it in a moment. But I really thought he took the time to make a personal connection. And it's unlike a lot of coaches would do. And for him to do that and then break it in that manner, I thought was messed up. But I will read your retort in a moment. Have you or can we talk about our church spring? Jason Paul, church spring? If you want to bring it up in your comments, absolutely. Dax Milne, 6'1", 200 pounds. Yeah, not too tall and a little bit big. Have fun with Gruden. Maybe he can drive your bus. I heard he's had practice laps in the Arrowhead parking lot. What's up, Bear? That crazy squirrel in the house. What's up, Will? Karina! True! Hello! I'm so bad at selling myself. She always reminds me. And consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family Page. It's just $5 a month, but you can cancel it anytime, but you won't want to because that $5 goes all year long into charities that we work with all year long. And it costs you up in the end $60. That's a pair of jeans, you know what I'm saying, on a good day. So consider it. Subscribe, Raider Bear Live. And on YouTube, of course, it's free. So if you would just like me on YouTube right over there, that little like, thumbs up, and then subscribe if you would, I would really, really appreciate it. Joey Rivera, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, and thank you again, Corinna. Jim Plunkett, I don't think is in football shape, Jesse. All right, Raider Devillion, AOC out here looking like the Raiders' version of Matt Schaub, and Minshew looking like Bruce Gradkowski. Yikes. Yeah, they were trying a few things. Uh-oh, I got more Zirkle. Hold on. Is he going to give it to me again? Let me see. Minshew has been in the NFL since 2019. He has way more experience than Aiden O'Connell, and the fact that he isn't outworking or outperforming a second-year quarterback gives me pause and concern. Oh, that was a mouthful. I mean, he laid it down. It gives him pause and concern. I like that. Now, as far as your pause, I'm not feeling that because we've already seen that he can play. He beat us when he was leading a terrible high school level Indianapolis Colts team. You know what I mean? If they were high school level, what's it say about us that we lost? And as far as you're concerned, I wouldn't be concerned only because he picked up the offense really quickly last year. And we're already hearing that he was the first to start calling audibles in practice this year before Aiden O'Connell had the offense down, which he does now, but Gardner Minshew kind of had it down first. Oh, yeah, let me say. I'd rather for him to have this happen in practice instead of a meaningful game. Yeah, and most quarterbacks will tell you, a lot of offensive coordinators, they will say, go to the deep route on this. I don't care if there's someone there. I want to see if you can get your timing right with this guy and try to put one right in his hands. And that was what Gardner Minshew was doing on a ball. He was throwing on a deep route to DJ Turner, if I'm not mistaken. And again, if I'm not mistaken, it was DJ Turner covered by Jacorion Bennett. And he came up with an interception because the ball was underthrown. Ramiro, Cash Flow Castro, giving us a little Allen Iverson tonight. This is our quarterbacks going against top 3 defensive, going back to make them great. Yeah, Miguel, that's a good point. We have to remember these guys are playing against a number 10 ranked defense last year that's got a lot of heart. They've got add-ons on the defensive line, like I mentioned with Wilkins, and they feel like, they're going to be coming for people's heart this year. I love it. I really do. I realize the Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls, but guys, if they go for this three-peat and we're the ones to stop them, look, all I'm saying is that would be huge. I'm sorry, even though it's kind of petty because they already got 2 Super Bowls, so if they don't get 3, somehow that's a win for us? Yes. And here's why. Because no one in NFL history has had a three-peat in the NFL. No franchise has a three-peat for Super Bowls. So they must be stopped. They must be stopped. It has to be us. They must be stopped. We've already been disgraced, okay? They came into our building and won a ring, okay? Now, we stuck it in their eye on their way to that Super Bowl. Wasn't it the most Merry Christmas you've ever had? Every time I opened a present, before I'd even look at what it was, I'd go, oh, look, we beat the Chiefs! Because that was my Christmas present. No lie. But we put foots in them. Okay, we must stop this run. We cannot let 3 go by. It's just, no. All right, Troy, have a good night. Every single one of our QBs gives us pause. Tucker needs to catch the ball. Yeah, Trey Tucker did drop one that would have been a sure touchdown. That was reported. Thinking part of offensive struggle is going against a top-tier defense. Tony Shepard, again, agreed. I was just making the same argument right before I got to your comment, so I want to give you credit for that. But more importantly, I shouldn't say more important. It's not more importantly. It's just another point. The quarterbacks go for it on certain things. They're just, some of those throws we saw would not have been thrown in a regular football game. They just wouldn't have. To put it simply, I think our defense is going to kick some right? Defense been throwing the offense around, I'm saying. The Minch is ready. I like that, the Minch. AOC, not quite sure. Well, Jason, honestly, at the beginning of this camp, it seemed like they were really leaning toward AOC because AOC was reading the same plays against the same defense and was making the right read and the right throw. Where Gardner Minshew on a couple of downs was going, you know what, I don't have the right read, and then he would scramble to buy himself more time, which I hate. Because for those of you who want a scrambling quarterback, I would always argue this. One, very few of them have won Super Bowls. By my count, maybe you could argue 2. I mean, I put Steve Young in there, and he was not really a running quarterback, but he did run a lot. So, I put him in there, but that's being nice. I could argue it's 0, that there's not a single guy that runs like Lamar Jackson that wins rings. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Now, fast forward to now, I like the fact that AOC initially was winning the job because Luke Getsy, our offensive coordinator himself, said he's no nonsense, he makes the read, and he makes the play. Now, what does that tell you? Coaches in the NFL nowadays, what they do is they make schemes, the defense makes schemes. Then the ball is snapped, and it's up to our quarterback to read and see, is the defense giving me something deep, or are they taking everything deep away? Do I throw to the middle, or is that covered too? Do I throw low in the bubble screen or the slant? Yes. Which one? Slant, go, 7 yards. See, your quarterback is supposed to take what the defense gives him. Now, some of us hate that because, it's lost the art of the aggressive quarterback who says to himself, no, I'm going to pump the ball there. with a little fake, and I'm going to look back over here and throw over on the left side and make a huge play. The NFL is trying to literally legislate that out of the NFL by giving all these extra coaches, the quarterback's coach, the offensive line coach, the offensive coordinator. And so right off the bat, every offensive player has 3 to 4 more coaches that they have to answer to about just do what we tell you. Now, there is a certain thing where you run out on the field and you have to read and react to defense. If a play says go up and right and everyone on defense is on the right, you got to turn that into an up and in. Where there's no one, and hopefully get a quarterback that read and reacts, sees that you have made the right read and throws you the ball. We're going to see a lot of that now because we have 2 tight ends that are smart and that are going to be looking to do that, and are 2 of the best tight ends coming out of college in history at the stat of combat catches. So it's going to be an interesting year. But I think AOC is going to win. I think AOC is going to be a pocket quarterback that sometimes scrambles for 4 yards here, 5 yards there. Nothing fancy, but that's what we want anyway, guys. Think. I realize so many of our fans, so many of Raider Nation, had it set in their mind, we got to get this running quarterback idea. We got to get one of these running quarterbacks. Guys, quarterbacks that run get hurt. Look back at all of them. Vic, Russell Wilson, Kaepernick, Lamar Jackson. They all get hurt. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, the guys who go on to win Super Bowls are all standard, stand in the pocket, no flash, except with their throws. You're going to get some flashy throws. They're going to put that ball right on guys. That is quarterbacking. And we need that. And if you see the tape of AOC when he played at Purdue, I promise you, you will see what we see. As coaches, you will see what we see. There is no doubt about what AOC is. There is no doubt. Now, you haven't heard me talk like this, but I'm doing it because I'm starting to finally get fed up. It's like, what does the kid have to do? He was a baby last year, okay? And yet people are judging him at what he did in that season. Are you serious? Going through 2 head coaches, a haywire offense, a makeshift offensive line from weekend to weekend, and now we should hold him, guys, come on. And he was learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so he's humble. The guy's quiet. You haven't heard word one from him in camp, other than when he gets interviewed, all you hear is respect. All you hear is, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I'm trying to assimilate this playbook and do everything to win for this team. And that's it. I love AOC. I believe in him 1,000%. Not a little, 1,000%. Now, the fact that he's not pulling away from Gardner Minshew, or is, or isn't, means nothing to me. Now, it'll mean something if they go into the season and decide Gardner Minshew's the better guy and make him the number 1. Then, I will step back and have to accept that something's missing. Now, it is still only year 1, so he's only in his 2nd season. But, if he can't beat out Gardner Minshew, you got to start to wonder, when is he supposed to finally have to be responsible for whether he becomes the starter or not? You know what I mean? And so, unfortunately, in today's NFL, it's almost immediately. You have to be ready to go, and if you're not, and you can't earn your spot and hold it right now, look what happened to Zach Wilson with the Jets. And I made fun of the guy every day. I call him the Power Ranger, and his JETS, mess. But I still feel like they did him dirty, and I still feel like if he ended up with the right team, with just a decent offensive line that can keep him on his feet, I think Zach Wilson can deliver the ball. I really do. I just think he sucked with the Jets because the Jets suck. You know what I mean? Period. So there are some things that having a great set of players aren't the only answer. Does he have a good offensive coordinator? No. Does that guy come off like a teacher to you? No. Hackett? Give me a break. Kenny Blair, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show, my good friend from the land of whiskey and crumpets. Let's see, it's going to be week 1. I hope they play Herbert or we can finish him off and he will be out for the season. He will be the first one to see Wilkins and Crosby. You know, honestly, Miguel, I'm not afraid of the Chargers, even less now than I was before. I feel like the Chargers with that last coach that they had, who, if you all remember correctly, I know some of my diehards remember, I predicted the Chargers were going to have a garbage season, and they were going to have a garbage season every year because of that analytic style head coach. They were going to dig themselves their own grave, and that's exactly what he did. So he gets fired, and you're telling me that Jim Harbaugh is an upgrade? Time out. or as Deadpool would say, time! You look ridiculous. You know, honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand what the Chargers are doing. To me, that's regression. And anyone that says different, you'll see when the season starts. Harbaugh's a phony. He's a phony. Frank Zander said AOC is going to be our quarterback. There you go. Or he might not. You never know. I'm not trying to bully people. If you don't think he's the man, you go ahead and say right that. AOC is out there looking like a poor man's Andrew Walter Minshew, looking like Bruce Gradkowski. Not in a good way. AOC is going to be the man. Mark my words, the nation will come around. I think so. He's just got to play well. Elon Bush, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Good to see you, brother. Good evening, Raider Bear. I heard that AOC will be taking the first snaps on Saturday. Yes, and to be honest with you, I thought that was going to happen. I feel like they're just going to sort of baby step him through the process of hinting to the press that he's going to be the one. You know what I mean? He'll start, preseason he'll start, and then like preseason game 2 or 3, it'll be Gardner starting, and then no AOC at all, and then that will tell you that he's the starter. Alpha and Omega Forever, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Tony Shepard said, Raiders! It don't wash off. What's up, Bear? We have a healthy squad this year. Cross your fingers. Louie, I feel really good. I'm kind of burnt about Tyree Wilson. You know what I mean? He's not going to work out. I was calling him Frankenstein when we picked him up. You know what I mean? And, you know, Hulk smash. He's too stiff. He has no bend. And now we find out healthy off of his foot and ready to go. He's slow, and I mean slow off the ball. And so he's not really helping himself because he's the last defensive lineman coming out of his stance on almost every snap of the ball. It's not looking good for him. I even heard whispers that they are considering him as a camp trade, that they may look for a team that has a veteran quarterback, maybe a number 2 veteran quarterback that could come over and be that last guy that's competing with Minshew and AOC. Now, that person, like, for example, we heard about, I think it's Trevor Heineke, the guy that was with the Washington. He's all right, and if they brought him in, he's definitely a little bit more of a bigger prototype quarterback than Gardner Minshew, but I don't know that he's any better. You know what I mean? I think Gardner Minshew is just about as good a number 2 as there is in the league. So I'm not really interested in trying to find another. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to kick myself out like that. But with Gardner Minshew, there's no way for us to know until he gets out there. But I think he's as good or better as that guy. So. What's up, Raider Ryan? I haven't forgot you, man. I'm in my mail now. I mean physically. I've been in my mail today. So I'm putting stuff together. Sorry, my mouse jumped, so I lost where I was. I do remember us making fun of Mahomes his second year for throwing 6 interceptions at practice. Yeah, and how did that work out? It was a great Christmas, Tim. That was my Christmas present, too. After that game, I told myself, yes, there is a Santa Claus, right? Tim Heckcock, he says, what about the third string kid? Anthony Brown is nice, but he's considered to be raw. Now, when I say raw, I can get really specific with you, and here it is. He has all the athletic ability you want. He's got a cannon arm. He's got quick feet. He has all those things. It's his mind that has to catch up to his body. He's not a dumb person. His problem is taking what he learns from the coach and applying it on the field when the pressure comes. And, it's like they say with soldiers, and again, you guys know I apologize. I never try to compare sports to war or life and death things like that, so I apologize. I'm just using the analogy because it crystallizes my point. But it's like soldiers, when you put them into the battlefield, you never know how they're going to react to bullets. You know what I mean? And bangs and bombs, you know what I mean? When it all starts to hit the fan. They can be as tough as they want to in camp with their fellow soldiers, no bullets anywhere, no enemy anywhere. So I'm going to be tough. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to tear it up. And then when the bullets start flying, some people wet their pants and others turn into Captain America. But you never know who that's going to be. And Anthony Brown, I think, is nice, but he's got to let his mind catch up to his body. He's got to get his mind to catch up, but he's got to get his mind to catch up to his body. Because he makes bad decisions when he's under stress. Is the only thing that I'm hearing is holding him back. Is understanding, valuing the ball, and making the right read. In other words, don't look and see a big throw and say to yourself, ooh, yeah, go for the big throw. Go for the touchdown. Thrill the crowd. Impress the coach. Make a big play when there's two people underneath wide open. Don't do that. Even if the throw's there, it's the more dangerous throw. It doesn't protect the possession of the ball. Whereas you got two tight ends who are all pro, you could hit them right now, get a 15-yard gain. Instead, you're going for a 35-yard gain, risking the ball getting turned over. So he's that kind of player right now that's got to recognize it may be frustrating that you can't always target the big play, but they don't want you to. In this NFL, they just don't. Even if it's there, they just don't. And unless you get so seasoned in that offense that they start to trust you to read those, to pick up those reads and know when that is open and throw the ball. But most of these coaches, they squeeze their quarterbacks so hard nowadays, they don't even want him throwing that ball. The closest you could come to a running quarterback who won a ring is Russell Wilson, but until he crossed the line of scrimmage, he was still looking to throw the ball unless it was a design run play. And it was him throwing the ball that caused him not to have a second Super Bowl. Oh! Pun futz at him! Putting these size 12s straight up your candy. Hey, there's kids that watch my show, man. Let's beat the Chiefs twice this year. I don't want to hear Kermit saying it will be dealt with when it was dealt with. Honestly, Dustin King, the moment he said that, it told me he's a coward. I don't care how many Super Bowls he wins. That guy's a coward. You know what I mean? He's worried about Max. He's worried about this line, and that guy's a coward. I don't care if he delivers the ball. I don't care if he plays hard. He is afraid of this. I know he is. I don't care what he's done. He's afraid of this. He sees what's coming like anyone else. He's in the NFL. No, he's there. He knows what we have on that defensive line now. We may not have as complete a team as other teams in the league. Okay, but we give it, and we bring it. The offense needs to come out swinging. We already know the defense will. Yeah, Raider Ryan, I got to tell you honestly, I think the offense knows they're what separates us from whether or not we have an extremely successful season or a 10-7 season or worse. I will judge him, and I will see shortly that he's just not allowed team leader. Yeah. With an unexperienced OC. Yeah, Raider Ryan, that's another point, too, with what was going on with Aiden O'Connell, he had a rookie offensive coordinator, a rookie play caller. So he was working with all that against him. I watched AOC's video games at Purdue. He was good. You need to watch his games. No, Mark, I'm saying that. Say it to everyone else, but don't say it to me. I know how good he was at Purdue. It was beautiful. The guy looked like he looked like a gladiator, man. It was dope. And with the Lions all circling, trying to bring on the pressure, he still held the rock and was held in it with courage and throwing strikes at guys. It's coming. Steve Sweet, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Anthony Richardson, last year's mobile quarterback, and got hurt, missed the rest of the season. Mobile quarterbacks are risky. And with what you pay them nowadays, pass. You know what I mean? With all that. Pun intended, pass. Pass. Throw the ball. Alpha and Omega forever. Appreciate the love in the profile picture. Everyone take a minute and look at Alpha and Omega's forever's profile picture. That's me and Mama Bear. We met him in Texas. What I see about Kaepernick to the Chargers. Tim Heckhock, if the Chargers had done everything they did with Jim Harbaugh 5 years ago, Kaepernick would be a Charger. For sure. I agree. But now he's too old even for Harbaugh in a rah-rah run for a Super Bowl. He's too old for even Harbaugh now to take that kind of risk on him. He wouldn't do that. I don't think Harbaugh would see why. I could see why he'd want to do it because he loves the guy, but it's not going to happen. Steve Sweet, not only do I think we're going to eat their plays up, I just think they're going to stink, okay? I think Harbaugh sucks. I really do. I think everything he did with the Niners was about the Niners, more about them and his staff than him and the players they had already assembled. When it comes time and Harbaugh now has to pick guys and show and prove, you watch how this Charger team is going to collapse. Dylan Laube is looking like the number 2 running back. Reyes Antonio, welcome to the show. Everyone that's watching remembers I gave you Dylan Laube before anybody even knew what his name was, okay? And Dylan Laube is panning out nicely already. Running lanes, running behind blocks, showing great hands and great speed, smart. Dylan Laube is a steal, man. I'm telling you, if we just get AOC right, and I think we're going to have one hell of an offense, man. Okay, so I had to show you guys the baby blue because it matches the baby blue character I have right there, right? Okay, but I also have, the dogs, and they have that kind of a gray look, like silver or gray like stone. You know what I'm saying? And so... I'm just modeling over here. The stone. This is my first time wearing the stone on camera, so be gentle with me. I'm just wearing it for the first time. Lucky Pace, you shut up. I don't want to hear about the lavender. Steve Sweet, we're going to eat Harbaugh's college plays up. I believe it. Armando, I don't know. I'm hearing that Herbert's not too good. Minshew Mania. Matt Marinovich. I don't have Minshew Mania, but I do like the guy. R8RBEAR, I believe we're going to have a very good season this year, so don't take this the wrong way. But one of these nights, I would like to hear you do what I have young analysts do, and that is poke holes in that argument. I believe we are going to have a very good season this year, but so don't take this the wrong way. But one of these nights, I would like to hear you do what I have young analysts do, and that is poke holes in that argument. Okay, so are you saying you want me to poke holes in my own argument for AOC or for whether or not the Raiders are a good team or not? If, for example, if I was a podcaster for one of our rivals, how would I break down this Raider team and say we're vulnerable here or we're vulnerable there? I can do that. I can do that right now. Every team in the league is going to come after our quarterbacks hard. And I mean like lots of blitzing. Lots of blitzing from the left, lots of blitzing from the right. And even if they beat it sometimes with plays, it's not going to matter. They're going to keep coming because they're going to make both guys, whoever starts, prove that they can handle that they can recognize their reads and see if they're coming at you, something's naked. When you blitz, something's naked. And you have to figure out what did they leave, where's the little gap in their strategy, and you have to either hit that open area and get a guy open or throw the ball away or scramble with your feet. But I think that AOC is going to get an opportunity, but it's going to be tough because they're going to test him. They're going to test him right away to make sure he knows this playbook, to audible if he needs to, or will he not and stay stubborn? Who knows? Raider Ryan, Alpha and Omega, Gruden was in town and was hanging out with an old friend who he used to work with. Just my take. AP's our coach now. Right on. Jason Paul, you're now referring to your starting quarterback as a person that needs to take baby steps. JP, I did not say baby steps. Okay, let me put this. Let me say this again. I think that he needs to run the offense the same way a game manager would run the offense. An Alex Smith from the past. How would he run offense? It's snap the ball, take 4 steps, plant your right foot, deliver the ball where it's supposed to go. And it can be that fast. An orchestra that just goes snap, 1, 2, 3, 4, deliver. Against this NFL, the size of these guys, the way their defensive lines in almost every team in the league now has at least 1 or 2 guys that are just dangerous coming after the football. You got to make your decisions quick because if you get your quarterback hurt, that's the engine on your car and your race is over. Gloria Bocanegra. I don't know who that is or what that was about. I just like the name so much I wanted to read it. Steve! Sweet! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Carrera! True! Hello! Appreciate the love. Raider Devillion, yes, I believe AOC will start week 1. Yes, I believe even with a great QB, you always have to be on the lookout for the next. That's part of what I think people miss, too. If both quarterbacks are fighting for the job, that means they're pushing each other. There's a genuine competition going on between these guys. Make the best of the best stand out. Don't just give him the job. So, see, we're stressing about it, but we probably shouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's no different than what you see with Steeler Val's team. They've got Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Who's going to win it? Blah, blah, blah. And people say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback. Well, I would argue different. I think that the recent reports, especially of Justin Fields playing better in practice than Russell Wilson now, that the initial reports that Russell Wilson was, looking like the consummate professional he always is, and Justin Fields was standing there like he was having a lollipop and a Capri Sun. Put foots in him. But then they gave him the ball and they gave him some opportunities. And apparently he played really well after that. You know what I mean? No, you haven't seen the Christmas burgundy. Don't lie. You haven't seen the red velvet Christmas burgundy style? Come on, you haven't seen this. Be honest. No, and this color's not in my shirt, so I can't use my shirt as an excuse. Although that's purple right there. His shorts are purple. The perp! I love these. Can you tell? Alexa! Play Hide by NASA. Sean Paul Doney, what's up, man?
Hide, Tropicala's remix by NASA.
Guy Williams, what's up? You guys are late. Sean Paul Doney! I gave you a nice long one, Sean, because my show's over and you gave stars to my show. But I have repeats, so hang around. It's going to be on again soon. True. Hello! That's right. Give to charity while you can, because the Bear's doing it like no one can. I'll make that rhyme better next time. I was missing it on that one. Oh, what, you guys want to see the purple? Raiders! Welcome, everyone, to Raider Bear Live, hour number 2. Here we go. That's right. It's man stuff, okay? I'm going full gladiator, okay? I'm going another full hour talking about the Raiders, getting it all off my chest. Who's going to win this quarterback competition? I'm kidding. Yeah, I keep it short, Sean. I keep it short. Not bald. I keep it short, though. All right, guys, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. We appreciate you all, and we'll see you soon. Tomorrow night, Raider Bear family page. Much love.